POV, you're called in for an interview, but you don't know what it's for, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Hello there, darling. Sit down, would you? Now, let me ask you this. If I told you that I could give you anything and everything you've ever wanted, would you believe me? And what if I told you all you had to do was walk through that door with me and to never look back? Do you trust me? No. Probably the smart choice. But how much do you want me?
POV, you were kidnapped and you're about to be killed, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh, you're awake. I didn't expect this, but I can work with it. Don't try moving. The sedative's sort of shed in. So, yeah, you don't want to make this harder on yourself. So, how are you doing tonight? You doing alright? No? That's alright. It's gonna be all over soon. Don't start crying. You'll just make this easier and more enjoyable for me. And that means it'll be longer and just slightly more painful. And I really don't think you'd like that. Maybe you would. Well, I guess we'll find out, shall we?
POV, I'm gonna do the Joker monologue, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend, and one night he went off crazier than usual. Mommy grabbed the kitchen knife to defend herself, but he didn't like that. Not one bit. So with me watching, he took the knife to her, laughing while he did so. Then he turned to me. Why so serious, son? Coming at me with the knife. Why so serious? He put the blade in my mouth and said, let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious?
POV, I'm gonna do the Joker monologue, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend, and one night he went off crazier than usual. Mommy grabbed the kitchen knife to defend herself, but he didn't like that. Not one bit. So with me watching, he took the knife to her, laughing while he did so. Then he turned to me. Why so serious, son? Coming at me with the knife. Why so serious? He put the blade in my mouth and said, let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious?
POV, you won't stop apologizing, but this time it's a little darker, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Darling, look at me. Look at me when I'm speaking to you. Why are you apologizing for something that you've already ruined royally? There's nothing you could do to fix it, so why are you trying? So why don't you be a good girl and come over here, so I can punish you properly for your mistakes? How's that sound?
POV, I kidnapped you and you're trying to get set free, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Darling, will you please stop screaming? It's like you're trying to get me to hurt you. And I will, alright? I'll get to it in a second. Just one moment, please. What's that? You'll do anything to be set free. What can you do? What can you do? I got it. Come closer and I'll tell you. You can perish and rot in here. How's that sound? Wonderful to me. Now, let's get started.
POV, we're star-crossed lovers from opposing families, so we have to meet under the cover of night, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh, hello, darling. You look gorgeous as always. How are your parents? Are they good? Good. I was thinking we could take a walk by the seaside and look at the stars like we've always talked about. You'd love that. So would I. I brought a carriage. Shall we?
POV, you were hired as a maid and he told you not to go into study, but you did it anyways, but he caught you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Hello, darling. I'm disappointed. The one room where I told you not to go, and here you are in the dead of night, looking through my drawers. Shame on you. And is that a new perfume I smell? It's very delicate. Cinnamon with a hint of vanilla, right? It smells just like my cologne, doesn't it? I suggest you go put that back before you head back to your room. All right. Now be a good girl and go to sleep. I'll see you in the morning. That is, if I let you wake up. So sleep with one eye open. Sweet dreams.
POV, you break into my house, but I catch you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
And where in the world do you think you're going, darling? Don't try and run. The furthest you'll get is from my fingertips. Now, why don't you be a good girl and come over here? Let's have a chat, shall we? Now, I can't exactly have you leaving my house since you've broken in, and you're going to need to repay me for the damages. So, shall we talk penance or punishment first, darling? The choice is yours.
What are you doing up this late? You need to be asleep. You're not tired. Well, anyway, I can help with that. You want to cuddle? Fine. Come in.
Is that a little better? Will you go to sleep now? Wonderful. Sweet dreams. Hello there. I brought a message for the people that are saying a mask makes it hard to breathe. If I can't go out and look cute this Halloween, I'll find you. And I'll show you how hard it is not to breathe. Is that understood? Thank you. I'll see you when I go trick-or-treating this year. Ta-ta now.
POV, you come home and you see a vampire eating your lover, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh. Hello there. Sorry about the mess. I was a little hungry, so I just thought I'd come in and, kill them. Oh, don't scream, darling. Seriously, it's so annoying when they scream. He's dead, I ate him. And I can't exactly kill and eat you because I'm a little full right now and eating any more would give me indigestion. So, I guess you're coming with me. Again, don't scream. That'll just make it a lot more painful. And then I'll end up getting indigestion. Alright. So, shh. Be a good girl and quiet down. And let's leave, shall we? Thank you. I'm a little tired.
POV, you have something I want and I have something you want, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Now, let's not get too excited, shall we? You need me, and I need you. So why don't we become a little more civil before we continue? My name is important. You can call me Sir. Got it? Perfect. Now, shall we get down to business, or shall we get dirty? You!
POV, you fell down the stairs and I'm your butler, so I'm helping you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s. You also confess your love for me.
Madam, are you alright? That was quite a fall. Here, let me help you up. That is a nasty little cut right there. I'm gonna have to clean you up. Please sit down, madam. What was that? You love me. Madam, you're delirious. The cut on your head probably gave you a concussion. We're going to have to take care of this right now, alright? Madam, let's get you to bed before you say anything else crazy, alright? You got a concussion. You're a little delirious, and you're not in your right state of mind. So, we'll address this after you get some rest, and after we clean that up, alright? Let's get you to bed now.
POV, we go out to dinner on a date, but you're vegan.
Yes, and I'll have the filet mignon, please. Thank you. So, darling, what can you tell me about yourself? You're vegan. Pity. We could have had a lovely night. but now all you will feel is pain.
POV, you just got a job at a new company, but you spill coffee on your boss's shoe, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Did you just spill coffee all over my shoes on your first day? You realize if someone doesn't clean them soon, they're going to be ruined. And that someone is you. So get down on your knees and clean them. Did you not hear me? You look like you're in a bit of shock, so let me say it again. Be a good girl. Get on your hands and knees and lick my shoe. Understood? Get to it.
POV, I'm trying to kill you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Hello, darling. Why are you in the woods? Well, let me explain. I'm what you would call a game hunter. I hunt for sport, not for food. And tonight, you happen to be my prey. So, I'm going to give you a 10-minute head start, and then I'll come after you and I'll try and kill you. I won't try. I will kill you. Alright. Now you better start running. Your time started 2 minutes ago. So I'll see you soon, sweetheart. Bye-bye now.
POV, you were hired as a maid for a British gentleman, but you were snooping around where you weren't supposed to be, but he caught you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Hello there, darling. It's a shame, really. You were snooping around where you weren't supposed to be. I liked you, actually. I legitimately really liked you. But now that you've seen those things, I can't let you go without a little punishment, can I? So, try and keep it to a low mode when I do. Because if you don't, I might end up enjoying it. And you don't want that, do you? Now, where shall we begin?
POV, you're trying to have fun with me, but I'm I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Darling, can you please stop hitting me, please? I'm a little busy right now. In a little bit, I promise, alright? Darling, if you want a roughhouse, I promise you, I'll give you something to choke on later. But right now, I have some work to finish. So if I promise to beat you up severely tonight, can you let me finish? Thank you, darling. I love you. Yes? You want me to tuck you in? I suppose I can do that. Come here.
Here's your blanket. Sweet dreams. POV, you're alone at a party, but I approach you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Darling, what are you doing here all alone? Someone of your beauty shouldn't be left unattended such as this. I'm not saying you're in any danger or anything, unless you count me as dangerous. Well, what brings you here tonight? Oh, never mind. It's nothing ever too interesting, isn't it? Just another social gathering. It really is a bore, isn't it? Why don't we get out of here and we can go find something more interesting to do? I like your style. Shall we? Alright, well, I'm always talking about being a gentleman, but I've never explained actually how to be a gentleman. So I'm going to do that. It's quite simple, really. In today's day and age, people's standards are so low, you just have to treat them with an ounce of kindness, call them darling a little bit, and they'll fall for you. It's ridiculous. Raise your standards, people.
POV, you get me alone in a room so you can kill me, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
I wouldn't try that if I were you. Tell me something, darling. What do you know of pain? Well, let me tell you something. If you don't let me pass, I will show you how truly ignorant you are, and I will show you what true pain really is. So if you move to the side, I might not punish you as harshly as I might have. Good girl. I'll be seeing you around, won't I? I'll be waiting. Hey, you over there. You, yes, you, over in the corner. I love you.
POV, I'm a vampire and I'm gonna eat you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh, you're trembling. You're adorable, darling. But you have no reason to worry, alright? Just turn your head and let me take a little bite. It won't hurt too much, I promise. Unless you taste good. Then I might take a little more than just a nibble. But I promise you, you'll feel much better afterwards. At least, once I'm done with you. Does that sound alright? It's alright, darling. Just embrace it. Well, 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 what do we have here? I've heard you've been simping through No Sib September. Is that true? That is a shame, isn't it? Well, this can't go unpunished, can it? As penance for simping in No Sib September, you will now hand me over your No Nut November free pass card. You will now need to go through No Nut November, not busting a single nut. And if you do, more punishments will be thrust upon you. Is that understood? Good. Now, have a lovely October. I'll see you next month.
POV, you attend a gala without a date, and then a stranger approaches you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Excuse me, madam. I just wanted to say that you look lovely in that dress, and I'm quite envious of your date. You came here without a date? This is outrageous. In that dress? You look too wonderful to be left unattended. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a dance with the devil? Would you like one? Good girl. Now, madame, could I have this dance?
POV, you make your boyfriend mad, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Darling, I would choose your next words very carefully, as any of them might be your last. So what I suggest you do is you be a good girl and shut up. Can you do that? Wonderful. So what we're going to do now is you're going to go to our room. You're going to wait for me to finish up here. And once I do, we're going to enjoy the rest of our night. All right? Thank you, kitten. You know, when you're not yapping about, you are quite pretty. I'll see you there, darling.
POV, you're lost in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night, but you stumble upon a mansion in the darkness.
Lord, who could be here at this hour? Hello, darling. Are you lost? It's very late out and quite chilly. You must be freezing. Come inside here, I'll get you a cup of tea. I'll take care of you. Oh, don't worry, I don't bite. At least not too hard. Come in, dear, seriously. It's very dark and chilly, and the wolves like to prowl at night. I don't think you want to get left out of the cold, do you? Of course. Come sit down by the fire. We'll have a chat, shall we?
POV, you're at a party and you're alone, but you meet someone who's definitely not a vampire, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh, hello there, darling. Might I say you look quite ravishing in more ways than just one. I jest. Did you come here with anyone? You're alone? Wonderful. Do you want to step outside and have a chat? You know, take a look at the stars and whatnot. Perfect. Now come along, dearest. I'd like to show you a little something.
POV, you killed your boyfriend, but he come back to haunt you, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Oh, darling. Sweetie pie. You're sleeping so calm and stilly. Just like you left me on the riverbank, right? So cold that was. It was raining, wasn't it? And yet you left me there, sitting alone in the mud. Don't act surprised. You know I never leave your side. I promise to love you forever. No, don't act all indignant now. Come here. Come give Daddy a kiss. Darling, might I ask why you smeared peanut butter all over your body? You're going to attack children with peanut allergies. Pass the butter. It's time to cleanse the gene pool. Chloroform? Don't you mean potion of banishment?
POV, you work for a rich British man, but you've been caught stealing, so his son takes you aside for a little chat.
Darling, would you mind coming over here? Do you realize how much trouble you're in? Do you know how much the silver weighs? You don't. Then you've probably been underselling them. Now listen here and listen closely. If I catch you doing anything like this again, the consequences will be much more severe than a quick chat and a slap on the wrist. Is that understood, sweetheart? Good. Now get back to work. I'll see you at dinner.
Seem to really enjoy the morning voice, so here's another video for you all. But, I guess I should say something. You look ravishing, darling. Have a wonderful...
POV, you cheated on me, but I caught you, and I'm forcing your secret boyfriend to come over, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Why the long face, darling? Is it because you're sorry that you cheated on me? Or is it because you're sorry that you got caught? Or is it because you're sorry you got your little friend roped into all of this? Oh, don't say anything, it doesn't matter. Because after tonight, you won't be saying much at all, will you? Don't say a word. Sit there and be a good girl, alright? When your little friend walks in, I'll make sure it'll be painless. But why should I tell you the truth? I could make it as painful as possible and have you watch the entire thing as I lace it across his throat as such and drive it into his skull. I could do so much, and there's nothing you could do or say to stop me, you liar.
POV, I'm a vampire. I'm gonna have you for dinner, but you don't want me to, but I'm also a British gentleman from the 1800s.
Hello, darling. You doing all right? No, sorry. I don't really care. I'm just asking out of politeness. So you're out for dessert. Just want to let you know that. Save the best for last and everything. Though you do look very tasty right now. I sure wouldn't hurt too much if I just took a little bite, you know. Actually, it would hurt. It would kill you. Then again. No. I still need you alive and kicking when I bend you over the table out there. Not like that. I'm going to eat you. Dirty little girl. Well, you just sit all pretty right there. I'll come back when I'm ready to